Marie-Anne and Antoine Lavoisier. They are considered one of the most famous scientific couples in history, having made major discoveries in chemistry during the 18th century. They are credited with discovering the role that oxygen plays in the respiration of plants and animals, in addition to its role in the process of professionalization, and they also proved the law of conservation of mass. Marie-Anne, she was a French chemist and noble lady, and Madame Lavoisier was the wife of the chemist and the noble Antoine Lavoisier, and she also contributed to his work. She played a pivotal role in translating many scientific types of research and was instrumental in unifying the scientific method. Antoine Lavoisier, a French nobleman with a history of chemistry, finance, biology, and economics. He was the first to formulate the law of conservation of matter, identify and name oxygen, and help form the chemical nomenclature system. Lavoisier is often referred to as one of the fathers of modern chemistry. Brief on their accomplishments, Bowles accompanied her husband in his laboratory during the day, making entries on his laboratory notes, and sketches of his experimental designs, and the training she had received from the painter Jacques-Louis David allowed her to draw the experimental equipment correctly, and with great precision, which greatly helped Lavoisier's contemporaries to understand his methods and results, and worked as an editor for his reports. The pair reconstructed the field of chemistry, which had its roots in alchemy at a time when it was a complex science dominated by Georg Stahl's phlogiston theory. The idea of phlogiston, a fire-like element gained or released during the combustion of matter, was used in the 18th century to describe the changes in the properties of materials that occur. As an expert in English, Latin, and French, Bowles was able to translate many works on phlogiston into French so that her husband could read them, and perhaps the most important thing she translated was an article by Richard Kirwan on phlogiston and the law of acids, which she translated and criticized, adding some footnotes, and corrected some errors in chemistry that were present in all parts of the article, and despite her contribution, it was not indicated as being translated in the original version, but only in later versions. There is also translated papers for Joseph Priestley, Henry Cavendish, and others because of Lavoisier's need, and this was an invaluable service to Lavoisier, who relied on Bowles' translation of foreign works to keep pace with developments in chemistry, which convinced him that the idea was incorrect, which eventually led to his studies on combustion and his discovery of oxygen gas. Bowles was also instrumental in the publication of Lavoisier's elementary treatise on chemistry in 1789, which presented a unifying view of chemistry and proved pivotal in the progress of chemistry. Bowles contributed to the research 13 drawings showing all the laboratory equipment and instruments the Lavoisiers used in their experiments and kept records explaining the rigorously followed procedures, lending credibility to the results published by Lavoisier. End of life, Marie-Anne. Before her death, Bowles was able to recover all of Lavoisier's notebooks and chemical devices, most of which were preserved in a collection at Cornell University. A book was published in the same year that she died, a book showing that Marie-Anne had a rich theological library, containing copies of the Bible, the Confessions of St. Augustine, Jacques Surin's lectures on the Bible, Pierre Nicole's essays on ethics, letters by Blaise Pascal, homilies by Louis Bourdelot, among others. Antoine Lavoisier, the court sentenced Lavoisier to be executed by guillotine. With the issuance of the verdict, the scientist demanded a postponement of the execution for 15 days to complete his work on one of the important chemical experiments. The response of an official in the courtroom came to go down in history and remain a stain on the French Revolution, as he replied, "The Republic has no need for scientists or chemists, the court's decision cannot be postponed." On May 8, 1794, the blade of the guillotine fell to cut off the head of the father of modern chemistry, who was rehabilitated months later following the fall of Robespierre and the end of the Reign of Terror.